All right, let's work on the problem number 5 and recap of today's lecture. Uh, we see how we build this model 5 from the ground up. So we quickly going through, and we have two server right here, and a sink, and this is registration. This is the bed portion. Link these together with the path. And there is a direct link from source to the bed if it's a trauma patient. So here we have source 1. And I create entity of patient. Okay, so here we have patient going from regular patient from registration, bed, then go to sink, and then some of the trauma patient, which is level 1 patient, go through this route directly to the bed. So first we need to set up how we determine patient type. So go over and insert a state variable for the patient called the patient type as an integer. So now, and we go back to the model. Here we assign the patient type accordingly based on model patient type. Okay, and this will be follow the specific distribution we have. Let's go. The patient type 6% level 1, 8% level 2, 18% level 3, and 32% level 4, and 35% level 5. So what we do is we're using random discrete, okay, discrete distribution with 6% level 1, okay, additional 8% level 2, and additional 18% level 3, and so on and so forth. Alright, so also putting the registration nurse time, which is a uniform distribution between 0.1 to 0.2 hours. And then go to sync. And what we here is we need to put this link, change that, level 1 path. Okay. This is regular path. So this path, I should select the link weight equals to model entity patient type. If it's equals to 1, going through this route. Model entity patient type. If it's not equals to 1, go in this route. And this portion I'm going to route with by link. Okay. So the processing time for the server bed right now, we need to using an array, which is actually the processing time follow this. So we need to using a triangular distribution with the min, mode, max. So we're going to using a data table. So create a data table first. Okay. And then we call the table processing time. And I'm create a column with the expressions, since I'm using different expression for that. So this is called P time, for example. And first I'm going to referring their unit type as a time, and the processing time of here in class is hour. Okay, so based on the processing time, I'm going to determine first. I'm going to say random triangular with 0.8, well 1.2, and 1.6. So this is my first processing time based on hours. I'm going to copy those, and then for the file level patient, I'm start modifying this. Level 2 patient, 0.7, 0.95, 1.1, okay, and level 3, 0.4, 0.6, 0.75, level 4, 0.2, 1.45, and 0.6. Level 5, 0.1, 0.35, and then 0.45. Okay, so I'm entering the processing time for all of them right here. In order to use this table, we need to use a trick called set row. So I'm going to set the row indicated on this table based on the model, the patient type. So how do we do that? So we go back to the facility. We go back to the facility, and and when the patient's about to leave, I'm going to adding which row they're going to set. So when they exit on here, I'm going to adding a new add-on process trigger. To do so, to adding those, you just double click on this exit portion. Okay, it will automatically create a process for you. So all we need so far is go through all steps and go using a statement called set row. Okay, which table to set? I'm going to set the table processing time, and row number I'm going to base on model entity, and it's based on patient time. So using patient time as an indicator, which row of that table processing time table I'm going to use. So after that, I'm going to rename this, called set patient processing time row based on patient time, right? So based on patient type, I'm setting this processing time and which row I'm going to referring to. Then go back to the server bed portion, and for that is the processing time. I'm going to referring to the table processing time, and I'm using this portion. Okay. All right. We should be using the P time. And also now I'm adding a doctor. The bed has a number 3 portion. Here's so-called P time. Here I'm referring to the P time as well. So additionally, I'm adding a so-called resource called doctor, and I have 3 of those. Okay, I can change the doctor's outlook right here. So give you 3D look. This is the doctor helping with the patient. So over here, I'm trying to do is I'm trying to seize the doctor during the process. So what I do is secondary resources. Before the processing of the resources, I'm going to seize a doctor in that case. And after being processed, I'm going to release the doctor. Alright, so patient arrival is based on .3 hours right here. And so I'm coming here, I'm going to change to 0.3 hours per patient. Running this for 30 days. See how that works. Sorry. You see the patient coming through the system, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to quickly add a tag, see how many patients coming through right here. I highlight the sync and choose the status label. Okay, and I can change the color right here. And then based on this, I'm choosing input buffer. How many actually enter the input buffer? So input buffer number enter. So here I can specify how many got coming through this sync. So let's run this a little bit faster this time. you see the patient coming through here, and so I have 3 bed. If I just have a 2 doctor, I'm sorry. So let's run this. You see, I only have a 2 over here busy because I have only 2 doctors. And one of the things we notice, we trying to see is now it looks like only one type of patient coming through. So how do I perform, illustrate a different color of patient coming through? So let's quickly make some adjustment. And this patient entity portion, okay, I'm going to start changing the number. So I'm going to add 4 more entity symbol. So total of 5 represent 5 different level of patient. So choose different color for different type. So level 1 is most severe, so I want to be red. Level 2, less severe, I want to be, for example, purple. Level 3 becomes normal. I want it to be a color sort of like orange. Okay. And level 4 is less severe. I'm using blue. That's okay. And level 5 is less severe, least severe. I'm going to use the green to begin with. Okay. So if you look at them, they have a different color scheme for each one of them. But they notice that they rank from 0 to 4. And our patient types rank from 1 to 5. So I need to adjust the picture when the patient arrives. So here, when we create a patient, I'm adding another rows right here called model entity picture. And actually, I can easily say set it to model entity patient type -1. Okay, so we see that's going on. So we have a different patient type, different color showed up. Level 4, level 5, level 1, level 2. So you'll see that coming through. Just adding some animation stuff to be. First, I want to see how many beds are busy all the time. Okay, and I'm highlighting server bed. I'm putting one of the number over here. Change the color, and I'm call that capacity, and number is utilized. So I'm seeing how many capacity was utilized at the time. So, and adding another floating table right here called it number of bed busy, for example. And see how many doctors are busy using same trick. I'm going to highlight the doctor first, choosing status table, label, and see the same thing. Capacity, utilize. All right, and adding a floating label right here. Dark busy. All right. Okay, so we can run this. You can see how many beds are busy, how many doctors are busy all the time, and also how many patients got processing through. So this is the first stage, and then we'll be able to illustrate different level patient, and we can visualize they are passing through the system in the right order, and the processing time is set with the table. And the only complicated thing is for the source portion, I have to assign a model, patient type, and also adjust a so-called the color for the patient type. When the patient about to exit the source, I also setting using the set rows to determine which row of these data table I want to referring to. They have different processing time. So this inspires you to using this table in your homework as well, to using different distribution. They don't have to be all triangular. They can be normal, can be uniform, and so on and so forth. So just an illustration, you can use a different distribution function with different parameters as well. So this is an easy section. Okay.